Hello, everyone. Welcome to the iSpring webinar series, where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. My name's Kate. I'm a community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's session. And today we are going to talk about how to enrich foreign language education with authoring tools. And to cover this topic, we've invited Sabire Akay. She's educational technology specialist and English language teacher.
So, hello everyone. Today we will be conducting a session together, which I named as It's Possible to Enrich Foreign Language Education with Authoring Tools. So, it's Sabire Akay from Istanbul, Turkey. And before just starting this whole process, I just want to talk about myself briefly. So, currently, I'm an educational technology specialist at a university in Istanbul, Turkey, named as Bahçeşehir University. I'm a member of the Distance Education Application and Research Center here, and I'm conducting some education technology tasks in an online learning platform called BOGO. So I graduated from Bahçeşehir University English Language Teaching Department as my bachelor degree, and currently I'm going with my master degree with thesis, which was about evaluation of pre-service English teachers' attitudes towards static e-learning and interactive e-learning. And in this interactive e-learning part, actually, the thing that I was mentioning about is authoring tools, so that today's topic is also available for it. So for today's agenda, I have four main titles, starting with the basics of authoring tool, going on interaction patterns, language teaching perspective, and lastly some examples with authoring tools. So before just starting this theoretical part, I just wanna just share a quotation that I like from Alois Podolsky. So he said that theory without practice is of little value, whereas practice is the proof of theory. So the theory is the knowledge and the practice is the ability. So mostly in these kind of webinars, in this kind of series, we mostly focus on whether theory or practice only, but I just feel that the perfect spot is the merging point of these. So today I will start with some theoretical part and then move on to practice with it. So based on this, we can maybe start with the basics of authoring tools. And I think mostly you know the definition of the authoring tool, but still I just wanna give some basic information about authoring tools again. So all these definitions are taken by the literature. So I believe that literature is the best source here. So according to literature, there are some different definitions for authoring tools. Starting from the authoring tools are defined as the software programs which can be used for e-learning content creation. So while creating some e-learning content, mostly we just thought that designing is the only part of it, but you just don't need to design something with authoring tools, but you can modify something. Maybe a PowerPoint presentation that you have currently, you can modify it. You can review an ongoing content and you can just make some revision on it. You can test authoring tool content, so you can see whether there's any mistake or not. It's just software testing. And lastly, you can set up these e-learning environments, so you can just get the package and upload it to somewhere like your LMS, for example. So it just doesn't contain the part of designing it somewhere, but also modifying, reviewing, testing, and setuping something with authoring tools are also considered in e-learning. And also the e-learning is mainly used for learning, education, and training parts. And while saying this learning, education, and training parts, the thing that I want to mention is there are three main aspects in the use of authoring tools. These are K12 perspective, higher education perspective, and lastly corporate perspective. So mainly people just thought that authoring tools are just used for higher education or corporate level, but also there's a consideration for K12 in which like we need some interaction, especially for language education and language learning. So in that sense, authoring tools can be used for K12 perspective. And in this today's webinar, I will be showing some examples to how to use it. So let's continue with the why part of the authoring tools actually. So I have four main ideas in it, but like actually we can count more here. Let's start with the first one. The first one saying that it's reducing the technical overhead. So it's a very common idea of the authoring tools because like in authoring tools you can do so many jobs just from one screen, just from one software. So like you don't need another person for like design, you don't need another person for software development, you don't need anyone for music or audio. You can do everything within the same software. So this is good for reducing this technical aspect. And also the second part says that reducing skill set requirements, which can be supported with the first idea. So like you don't need a lot of skills for it as well. So you don't need to learn a big softwareing stuff. You don't need to learn coding, etc. There are basic mechanisms going on in authoring tools. So with limited skills, you can create your own content easily. And the third idea says that it optimizing the workflows. So workflows are especially important because like whether you're working in a company or whether you're working in a school environment, there should be some workflows going on there. And these authoring tools are especially good for making this process smoother and easier for us. And lastly, what you see is what you get. This is a really good idea behind the authoring tools. So everything you do is with authoring tool are on the screen. So you don't have something behind the screen. You don't have big production, big maybe scenario behind the screen. So it's good to show what you have on the screen basically. And another aspect is choosing some tools for authoring tools. So while you are choosing some tools, you need to have some consideration. The first one is user-friendly interface. So like if you have a basic interface, it means that you can design something better. So for example, some authoring tools have PowerPoint-like interface, which are easy for us because like we are aware of the PowerPoint schema, so it's better for us. And the second option is deliver platforms. So like deliver platforms includes like whether it's responsive, so like whether I can just show the content or see the content on my computer, or whether I can see it with my phone. This is also important for us. And the next part is file formats. So file formats also especially important part for us because like if your program just give one format, this is not a good idea because like sometimes we need some HTML content, sometimes we need some PDF content. So the tool that we choose provides different types of formats for us according to our interest. And the other part is e-learning standards. So in the literature, there are different standards for e-learning, and like the tool that we are going to choose would like would be proper for these e-learning standards actually, because like these standards are the basic guidelines, basic rules of e-learning processes. And if we have if we have a tool with these standards, everything will be easier for us. The next thing is production workflows, and in the production workflows, it should be similar to our routine workflows. Actually, if you're like doing something according to a like instructional design model, your tool should be available for this instructional design model. For example, like if you are using the Can Carry model as an example, the tool that you choose should be available for this idea. It should have a reviewing section, it should have a reporting section, etc. So like while saying reporting, the next thing is reporting actually. Reporting is another important aspect of this process because like yeah, we are giving some content, we are showing people some content, but we need to learn the feedback part, we need to learn the statistic part of it. And the like report, like some tools includes like reportings as whether the users complete the content, where user clicks on the screen, etc. So these are important statistics for us. We need them and we need to use them correctly. So while choosing the tools, these are the main consideration. But again, there are lots of consideration going on behind the screen. So these are the main idea actually. Another important part is authoring paradigm. So in the main five paradigms are on the screen, starting from scripting language, tagging tools. Actually, scripting languages are the highest level part we can say. So we can just skip that part. But the main three ones are the icon-based control authoring, card and page-based, and time-based authoring tool. So icon-based control authoring tools all can be considered like flowcharts in which we are making some branching scenarios in which we are making some buttons go to somewhere, etc. While card and page based authoring tools are online books like swifting, changing pages, giving some animation and effects, use of multimedia. These are considered within the card and page based authoring tools. And the third one is time based authoring tools, which includes the navigation process again, but the navigation process is like timeline process. So we are deciding something on timeline, and we are whether saying that this photo will be appear in the second in this uh, third, third second, etc, etc. So these three main idea, icon based, card and page based, and time based authoring tools become together, and they are actually showing us the today's authoring tool paradigm as a whole. It's an eclectic approach here. And the last one is tagging tools. The tagging tools are mostly for some web page taggings, like adding some tags for the pages. So this is also counted as authoring paradigm here. So I just added as an additional from here. Let's continue with some interaction patterns. And while interaction patterns, actually, I have to start with a question. What are you doing to ensure interaction in your lessons if you're a teacher? What are you doing to ensure interaction in your content if you're a content developer? So now I will be stop sharing my screen so that I can see your answers during the session. I will be repeating the question, and please just add your mentions, add your ideas on the chat part. What are you doing to ensure interaction, whether for your lesson or your content? Any idea? If you're a teacher, you can do something maybe. If you're just an e-learning developer, you can do another thing. So yeah, there are some answers coming here. So Sarah says that I use interactive quiz tools. That's a good idea. I will be showing an quiz idea actually. So that's a good. Alice say ask questions. Nice. That's a good idea as well. So maybe asking questions seems a basic idea, but I think it's one of the most used and mostly well-known ideas. So it's real good. So Gönül says provide activities to make students interact in teams. Team activity is also really good idea. And Maria says create presentations. Also presentations are really good for having some interaction within it. So and Alice say questions create discussions. Yes, these are really important. So there should be some student interaction going on there as well. So thank you for your answers. You can also share your ideas and answers while I'm presenting. But now I will be going back to the presentation. Let me just make slideshow again. So, when we say actually interaction, the thing that we should be focusing on is the audience at the very heart of this cycle. So, we have our audience in the middle, and our course structure, our page design, our course engagement, and our usability should be designed accordingly our audience. So we need to start with the audience analysis at the first. What are their needs? What they want to learn? What are their hobbies? What are their ages? So if we have younger kids, they can think abstractly. So the pictures that I use or the terms that I use shouldn't be abstract stuff. I need to use concrete stuff here. So these are important for this aspect. So the first thing while we are creating something, whether it's an interactive content, whether it's an just static like PDF document, we always need to start with our audience at first. And after that, I want to mention about the interaction types actually. So like there are like the literature going on there here for interaction as well. And actually, until a certain time, there were three main interaction types. These were learner to learner interaction, learner to instructor interaction, and learner to content interaction. And these are actually the things that we can find in a traditional classroom environment. So like if you are like making small talks with your students in the classroom, you are doing learner to instructor interaction. If you're providing some debates, some questions that students can discuss, as Alice say, you're providing learner to learner like interaction. If you are using PowerPoint presentations, basically, if you're using some web tools, if you're even like using some books or worksheets, you are like providing learner to learner, learner to content interaction. Sorry, but like after a certain time, like the people working on these areas say that like these three types of interaction are not enough for us. We need one more interaction with the development of the technology. And they said that like we need an interface based interaction. So which just shown as learner to interface interaction, because like especially for students using the tools, they are like interacting with the interface as well. They are learning how to do something on online. They are using even like consider like using Word for kids. They are learning how to use Word. So these are important for learners. So if you are choosing some tools, if you are planning to create some games, etc., we need to consider the interface. That should be basic and understandable for kids, especially for the small kids. Let's just continue with some language teaching perspective now, and I will be showing some examples in here. But before just jumping into like this example part, I'm just asking to another question. How would you combine foreign language uh, teaching and othering tools together in your lessons? Do you have any prior experiences? Do you have any like ideas to doing it? So I will be repeating the question again for you. How would you combine foreign language teaching and othering tools? If you are not teaching language, you can also consider your own content on own context. Or if even like if you're like not teaching anything, you can just imagine it as well. So during your sessions, are you using any tools for interaction, or like yeah, like so, like Alice said, duplicate information in several languages, which is also good. So, like if you have a multicultural classroom, yeah, it's like using the several languages is especially good. So, like you need to make some information gap activities, for example. Any other ideas would you like to mention? So you may think about the activities of language, like the first skills maybe, or you can consider other courses as well. And Alice says again, sometimes I add subtitles to videos. Yeah, that's also good. So like there are also studies going on the use of subtitles in multimedia in videos. So like subtitles are especially good if like for the foreign languages, but the for the like native language there shouldn't be subtitles used. So this is also another consideration. Okay, so now I will be continuing with my presentation again. And like in this presentation, currently I will be showing some examples for you from now on. Let me just share again, and let me just start the slideshow. So like in the like foreign language perspective, there are different types of classifications, but today I will be using this six model as the grammar, vocabulary, and four skills as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So like mainly we will be seeing some activity types in it, and then we will be just seeing some activity types as this screen going on. let's start with the grammar activity ideas. So like especially in the grammar activity ideas, we have a traditional background going on there. Like we have some matching activities, rearranging activities, pick one style activities, like students just selecting one of the stuff going on there. There are some sentence completion activities, whether there are some blanks given and or like students just typing on it or just selecting some ideas from it. And also we have some true false activity ideas as well. So just let me continue with an example. So here you're seeing a grammar match activity, and in this activity like there is a instruction going on. So it says that drag and drop the numbers to the matching ovals on the right with the correct answers. And in here, we have some examples and the name of the rules going on. So what are the students need to do here? They need to match the correct example to the rule or name of the rule here. So we can just replace these activities according to our interest. So instead of just making this kind of example to rule activity, we can just give a full sentence, and we can give a given the name of the grammar rule on the other side. We can give the definition of the rule and the name of the rule on the other side. So we can just replace these ideas differently. You can do the same activity for vocabulary as well, or if you're doing some reading activities, you can do it for reading as well. So the students just try to find the correct answer while trying, and they have some other chances to do it again and again. So you can just manage it during the process while you are creating something. So here we are just making on it as an adjective perspective. So students just trying to match the adjectives correctly as just the basic adjectives, some comparative adjectives or superlative adjectives. So let's just continue with the other type of it. The other part is vocabulary activity ideas, and here we have some basic activities going on here. So we can create a dictionary with students, or just students create some dictionary. This can be a general dictionary, or you can just give a certain topic so that students create some glossary as well. We can create some basic crossword activities with ordering tools so that students can try to find these words within these crossword, or even students can create their own crossword puzzles as well. The next one is vocabulary wheel, and with vocabulary wheel, we can also give it to students so that students can create their own wheels, or we can create a wheel at first and we can use it in our class. So like that, students just try to find the opposite of it, like antonyms or like the similar words, like the synonyms, etc. Or like we can give some words to students and ask them to create some sentences with it. We can give it to students, or we can just ask them the meaning of this word. So we can just replace the idea of the activity but use the same material for different purposes. The other one is ABC game. ABC game is like for we are giving a like topic like fruits, for example, and students try to complete the alphabet by the finding some corresponding vocabulary from there. So for example, A for apple, B for banana, C for cantaloupe, for example. So like they are trying to complete all these activity by completing all these letters one by one. And also we can create some vocabulary quiz based activities as well, in which students just trying to answer the questions correctly. And here I have an example as name that activity. So in the name that activity, we are giving a picture to the students, and the students trying to find the list of the vocabulary here. So for example, in here our context is food, and like the students trying to find the food, and like students write pineapple, for example, and it appears on the screen. When they didn't write anything and trying to check their answer, it says type something on there. And if you type something correct, it will be appeared on the list below. So yeah, pineapple appears there and say there are 9 left words. And then we are writing potato, but potato is not something in the picture. So we have we have just lost one of our lives. There's a hint part in which we can offer some hint to students to give them some idea as well. So that is an activity type that can be used. So in here we can again change the like picture and make it for different contexts. We can just do it for example healthy eating, or um, we can do it for unhealthy eating. We can use animals, habitats, some cities. Maybe like uh, we can give students a roadmap here and ask them to just list some name of the countries correctly. If they're writing a city name instead of country, it will be counted as a mistake, for example. So with just having one certain template, we can change it according to our interests, according to our topics here. Let's continue. So we have some listening activity ideas here, starting with audio dictionary. So it's similar to the dictionary that we mentioned before. Dictionaries are good for getting some like audio content within it. We have lyrics training activities, like we have also doing it during our normal foreign language class, but we can do it with authoring tools as well. We can put up some audios on our stories so that students can get some audio input as well during these audio stories. We can play some guess it games in which like we are giving some context or some pictures of peoples or some uh, audios of people so that students try to guess who is that person. And also we can do some audio flashcards here. So now I will be showing an audio flashcard example to you. I hope the voice can be heard. So let's see it. Okay. So like I will be stopping the video because it shouldn't be replaced again, and like the like barking sound or meowing sound couldn't be placed again. So like the idea behind these audio flashcards are especially good for the like young learners, because like young learners need some extra input to learn something better. So like if we just give the definition and if we just give the word for the young learners, for example, it couldn't be work very well. So that in that case, instead of just giving the like picture of and like name of these animal or the idea, we can have some audio input as well so that students can internalize it better. So they will be having the written form, they will be having the like the image form, icon form of it, and also like they will be hearing these ideas as well, so that they will be understanding it better. So it's just a basic another activity type here, but it also works well, as I said, with kids a lot. The next topic is speaking activity ideas. Sorry, let me just continue. So for the speaking activity ideas, I also offer 5 random ideas again here. The first one is random question generator. So like we have the like speaking prompts, speaking ideas in our traditional classrooms, and we can do it a similar idea in which that normally in the classroom environment we are just having a like letter like students trying to get some questions from there. So like we can do it with a generator tool done with authoring tools. We can create some conversation cards in which students can do this conversation together, or we can give some like conversation pre-made before, and students try to complete these ideas. So we can also like merge some skills together, combine some skills. So for example, for these conversation cards, we can combine it with listening activities, and like we can give some pre-made dialogues with some blanks so that students can answer these questions one by one within these conversation cards. The third one is guess who activity. Guess who activity is also another good activity idea for us. So in this activity, actually, guess who is a game that can be played traditionally as a board game, but we can create a digital version of it as well. And in this guess who activity, we can ask students to just try to guess the like people, for example. So we can give different type of people here. We can just write basic definitions about it, like blonde hair, blue-eyed person. So like she works at a school, etc. And they try to guess that person, and they can get some feedback from the authoring tool as well. The fourth one is speaking wheel. Speaking wheel is similar to vocabulary wheel, in which students have their random questions in this wheel, and they will try to get that question from there. So that they will answer one question, this question will be skipped later, and new questions will be coming and coming again. And last idea here is storytelling. So storytelling is another basic activity that we mostly use in our classroom environment. We can also create this similar atmosphere within othering tools, in which like we can give some dices on the othering tool, and like the dices show, like have some images on them, and we can give it to them students, so that students can get some random dices pictures and have some storytelling ideas on there. So let's just continue with our speaking idea here. We have a random question generator. So like in here, we have a basic interface for students, in which like we have a generate another button here, and like there are some questions coming there. So it just start with a base introduction. This is an interactive like random question generator. Would you like to try? And it just say try. And like there are some questions like, do you like laughing? Do you dream much at night, etc. So like we can have the basic idea in here. We can do it for different purposes. Like we can either make it for a specific topic, like let's say like reading books, for example. We may have some questions for reading books in one class, and in the other class we can change these prompts and we can make it for example traveling. We can change it basically and easily in this random question generator idea. And we have some reading activity ideas again here. So like what are we having here? Who is who activity? So who is the activity is a similar type of the speaking activity. Instead of having some like speaking based module here, we are just having some written prompts and students trying to match the prompts to pictures here. We may have some like reading passage in which students can make some true false activities. We may ask students to order the paragraph, for example, or some certain vocabulary. We may have some open ended questions in which students will be typing their answers accordingly. And in these types of activities, we can also offer students some basic sample answers as well. So, like, we can, like, if we are asking an idea for, like, let's say a controversial topic, we may also add our own option there, so that when the students send their own replies, they can see what are our ideas about this topic as well. And the last part is matching type activity. So it's also again similar to like these who is who activity. So according to your topic, according to your interest, you can create a matching activity there and ask students compare this like complete this matching activity accordingly. So in here we have an example of fun fact quiz, and in this fun fact quiz part we have just basic true false and multiple choice examples. So like the students try to answer something, and when they answer the questions they are getting some fun fact in here as well. So they are just starting with a basic screen. So we have a start button here. When they like start it, they are having the question, they are getting the feedback, the facts, and when they complete the whole game, actually they are just saying that thank you for like playing. And if you like you can add some point function here as well, but in this case I didn't add it, but normally you can add a like point idea, and like you can say that like out of 5 you make 4 corrects, etc. So you can add another aspect to these quizzes as well. So if you have a like a well reporting mechanism going on, you can get the reporting of these activities as well, so that you can see whether the students click on the correct answer, you can see whether the students complete the activity or not. So let's just continue with another part, writing activity ideas. And in here, we have our random writing ideas, postcards, ABC games, all about me, and letter part. So random writing ideas also like similar to the generator idea. We may have our generator for here for writing prompts given to students. We may ask students to create a postcard with authoring tools. We may ask students to complete the ABCs according to the context. We can create an all about me page in the beginning of the semester and ask students to complete these. And lastly, we may ask students to write some letters according to the given template. So in here, I will be showing the letters Sandra example. So this is a template that I got from Canva, for example, and I adjust a text input in it. So like the students trying to write some letter to the Santa. And for example, this student say that, "Dear Santa, it was a great year for me. Would you like to get would like to get some cookies and milk, thanks." And like the student write her name, and then when they complete, it say your letter is sent to Santa. Merry Christmas. So in the very beginning, we have just saying like there are some text areas you need to complete. When you are done with the text areas and when you say complete, you will be uh, sending these postcard to Santa. So this is an example for letter. You can change it and make it for a like postcard. You can make it much more formal and make it for a for higher education for like high school students. You can change it accordingly, as I said. And actually, like now we are done with these example parts, but I want to like offer some good resource part as Canva, Flaticon, Slidesco, and Slice Many and Storycell. So now I will be stop sharing my screen and actually like going these pages one by one to show this some examples there. So let me just stop this presentation right now, and I will be going another website. Let's start with Canva. But my Canva is in Turkish, so I need to change it to English, I guess. Let me just going that. Yes, I think English would be better for all of us. So yeah, I just changed the language of the screen, and I will be sharing my screen again. So like Canva is a tool if you're having your like teacher email, like email with Edo, you can use it for free. So like I'm trying to like make everything on Canva because it has really good templates in it. So like I will be writing, for example, activities, and like there are lots of activity ideas here. So like there are some word search activities here. There are some spooky activities, bingo activities. So, like, if you're saying that I don't like designing something from very scratch, you can use Canva to get some basic templates, and you can adapt them to your authoring tools to create your own ideas. So, like, there are some coloring activities here, some imagination workouts, tic-tac-toe activities, or if you have a certain topic, for example, like ESL activity, let's say, we have some ESL activities as well, like vocabulary word search. We have some cards for vocabulary here, some compound words activities, adjective activities, and also like another Santa activity here. So you can find this kind of templates easily from Canva. And the other tool that I was mentioning is Flaticon. Flaticon is really good free tool for getting some icons for free. So like it's a really huge collection in it. And let's say that I need an apple icon, for example, like the fruit apple. I will be having this fruit icon. And apart from just having that, I can just say that I need a like colorful icon so that I can get the colored ones. Or like I can say I need an icon with outline and it should be black. So like I can get some black outlined icons from here as well. So this is another good example for us. The other side is Slidesco. Slidesco also appropriate for us in terms of finding some good um, templates for PowerPoint for or Google Slides. So it has just basic kind of PowerPoints here, but also there have some better like education based ideas here as well. So like it has, for example, lesson based activities, workshop templates, or some other topic based templates here. So let's say that I will be writing quiz here. When I write quiz, I will be showing some quiz style presentations as well, so that I can get these ideas. I just download this like presentation for free, and then when I just adapt it to my authoring tool, I can use it in my authoring tool by adding some another like perspective here, like adding some interaction and adding these like different pages, etc. So you can change these accordingly. The other page that I was mentioning is Slice Mania. Slice Mania is another web page for getting some PowerPoint templates again. So it's also really have really good, you know, templates in it, and it also has its own like planner templates as well. So like we are near to the new year, and if you are needing a digital planner for yourself, you can get a planner from here for yourself as well. And also you might have some education based stuff here. In here we have games part. In this games part you can have these like like spinner activities, flashcard tools, and other type of, yeah, I was saying that, can you guess game, like the guess who game. This is the game that I was mentioning. You can get these templates and you can just import them to your tool, so that you don't need to consider about the graphical part as well. And like I think I had one more tool. Yeah, last tourist set. Tourist set is mostly good for the higher education or high school part, but it also includes different type of visuals in it, and you can just click one of the visuals. You can change colors basically and easily from here as well. So as I said, these are the basic tools for getting the visual part of it. I have some ideas for worksheets as well. So like one of them is ESL Collective. So like for all languages, actually, like there are some websites for um, worksheets, but like for English language teaching, I will be offering this collective website. So in here, you can get some like free ESL sources for yourself. For example, I need some adjective activity. I will be searching it. So like if you're saying that, okay, I'm good with the graphic part, but I can't find some activity types for myself, you can come this website, or like the website that are mostly used, and get some ideas from here, and then you can just try to adapt it on the online, the interactive tool within yourself. For example, like in here we have a um, like worksheet for describing people, physical description. So in here, like it says that read the description and write the name in the right box. So we can make it for, you know, like matching activity in our tool, in which students just drag and drop some names, for example, or pictures within the activity. So actually, like these are the basic tools that I want to share with you today, and I have a handout as well. Like it will be shared on the chat part, so you can get that handout to further revision as well. So actually, these are the today's agenda for myself. Thank you, all of yourself, for coming here and listening to me in this 1 hour. And if you need something, you can find me via my email address, sabire.akai@bau.edu.tr, or you can find me on linkedin.com as Sabire Akay. I think there should be some question answer session going on right now. I will be skipping that
Yes,
screen.
Sabira. Yes, Sabir, thank you so much for your presentation. It was so wonderful. And thank you for sharing so many ideas about visual design resources. That's great. I'm sure that it's very useful. Alice is asking how to deal with the fact that students can sabotage courses and do not take
Yeah,
courses.
so like this is like especially happening where it's K12 or higher education. So I'm working in a higher education institution. We are saying that these people are like adults now, but even like these people still going to try to sabotage the courses. But like mostly like what are we doing is we are saying that like we are getting all these reporting based on these students' activity, especially on online. And also, like, we are saying that, like, we need to care their activities online. We need to add them to our grading. So, like, when we're citing, like, talking about some grading part, the students, like, try to, like, be better in the classes. And, like, we mostly shouldn't leave students alone with the content. So, like, sometimes students are living alone with the content and they don't know what to do. In that time, students start to sabotaging the courses. So we need to, if it's possible, we need to stay with the students. We need to like give some demos to students so that they can understand how to use the content. So this can be works for this case.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope, Alice, this advice will help you. So we don't have any questions so
Mhm.
far. So I think we can wrap up this session.
Okay. Mhm.
Sabira, thank you so much again for spending this valuable hour with us today. And thank you everyone for joining this webinar today. See you at the next
Thank
webinars.
you. Bye,
Goodbye.
guys.